Hey everybody, Jeremy Senpai here. Thank you so very much for clicking on my video. I do so hope that you like what you have to hear. If you like what you hear, then please feel free to hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, if you have any commission ideas that you want to hear from me, you can always send me a message over on my Instagram, completely free. Now, let's get into the audio. And as usual, remember always, keep calm and put your headphones on. Now, let's get on to it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's see. The Anderson account isn't due until the next quota, so I think we can. Hold on. I'll get back to you. What exactly is going on here? No, don't wait for me, just. I'll get back to you. You heard me. What's going on between you two? Okay, first of all, you do not shout in the middle of the bullpen. You're disturbing the work environment and you're also attracting unnecessary attention from your colleagues. Okay, you two, my office, right now. Alright, I have no idea what was going on, but no, you do not speak to your colleague that way. You do not disrupt the peace of the office environment, and you sure as hell do not make threats of firing them, especially when you are not their superior. Do you understand me? Exactly. I asked them to come in and work on that project because obviously they were better suited for it. And I also would like to point out that project is very classified and is only access to our client and the team. So the very fact that you know about it when you don't have clearance for it is another matter entirely. Okay, you know what you're going to do? You are going to go back to your desk. I don't want to hear a peep out of you for the rest of the day. This is your. Let's see. I can't even keep track of how many warnings you've gotten from your superior, but now you're getting them from me, his superior. You speak like that again, and you will get your second warning. Your second warning will be your termination. Do you understand me? You will sit at your desk. You will have your head down and resume what you were doing. And I don't want to hear another peep out of you, or I will send you home without payment. Do you understand me? Good. Now get out. You stay. Are you alright? Well, I can tell that you're pretty shaken up. So, if you need a few minutes to collect yourself, you can wait here in my office. Yeah, I'm real sorry you had to go through with that. If you want, you can reach out to HR, and me, of course, I'll be a character witness, and there's at least half a dozen other people that saw what happened, so it's not like she can convince everybody that this didn't happen. And if it makes you feel better, this isn't her only warning. She apparently has caused a lot of trouble in the past, making threats and spouting her mouth off. Her superior has given her warnings, even sent her home with only half a day's pay. But this is the first time that this has come to my attention. I am the district manager of this branch office. So what happened is unprofessional, and I do not tolerate it in the slightest. Hmm? Did you say something? No, no. No, don't walk away. I want to hear more about it. Sound like you said something under your breath. Please tell me. I can promise you, I can promise you you're not betraying any confidence. Nothing leaves the two of us in this room unless I have your permission. You knew her, huh? Well, sounds like there's an interesting story behind that. Why don't you tell me about it? The two of you went to high school together and then college, and she bullied and harassed you. Man, she really hasn't changed, has she? Nothing. Keep going. She used to threaten you, make you do all of her homework and assignments, and she would just she would pull this whole "my daddy can own you" crap. Uh, yeah, she really hasn't changed. Hmm. Okay. What I'm about to tell you is very confidential. So I'm keeping your secrets, so you have to keep mine. Understood? Okay. As you know, she did land the position here because of her father, who actually used to be a board member and one of the senior executives of this company. He retired a few years ago, and this was actually before I took over as the DM here. Apparently, my predecessor apparently was his bright idea to hire her. And let me tell you, ever since I took over not long later, I have really come to question a lot of his choices. So that's basically how she ended up with the same job that you did, despite being very horribly underqualified. Yeah. And her from what her superiors told me, she has done nothing but cause trouble, showing up late, and still demanding being paid even though she leaves and before her shift is up. She's she's falsifying her timesheets, but still, he only keeps her around because of me. Part of the reason why is because her father practically hired me fresh out of college. I mean, you see, I had some family troubles. My dad died when I was in high school, so mom kind of had to take care of me from then on. I was working two, sometimes three jobs at a time while going to college. I attended a seminar once that was actually hosted by her father, and I didn't seek him out. He actually sought me out. I guess one of my professors must have approached him or something. He just walked right up to me and said, "I've heard good things about you, so you want a job that probably pays more than all of your other ones?" So, hey, I was like 22, 23, and I was almost broke. I didn't really have a chance. And then on, things actually got better. Everything I ever hoped for. I managed to finish college without one penny in debt. My mom could retire shortly after I graduated. Bought her a nice condo, and I still had plenty of things to burn for myself. I owed her father everything. He practically made my career, and he kind of groomed me to take his place one day. I owe him everything, and that's part of the reason why I haven't fired her yet. But I still talk with him today. He and I are very good friends, and he's actually shared a bit of a few personal things regarding his daughter. It's no secret back when he still worked here that she had pretty much everything she could ever think of. She had the best cars, best clothes, a big wonderful house. Yeah, basically everything a mean girl stereotype would aspire to be. And sadly, you were on the receiving end of all that. And I couldn't be more sorry. I remember when she actually came by the office to celebrate her birthday, she was incredibly rude to the secretary, incredibly rude to our receptionist who told her to wait, pulling this whole "do you know who I am" BS. I tried to I tried to reel her in, saying how she was acting was unprofessional, and then she went on some rant about how she could have me fired just by talking to her daddy about it. And then moments later, in he comes, and she actually tried to have me fired that day. But of course, he didn't believe her. He just told her very calmly to wait outside. Spoiler alert, I wasn't fired, but he did encourage me to forgive her. And to a degree, I kind of haven't, because she hasn't grown out of it. She's only grown worse. Anyway, she graduates high school and later college, and yeah, I'm sure a big part of that was because of you, because I've actually talked to my old professors who, even though they didn't go into specifics, they did tell me that she would show up late to class, sometimes not even showing up to class at all, and yet somehow she still managed to submit her work on time. So yeah, I'm willing to bet a big part of that was on you. I mean, you graduated 2 years before she did. And a lot of her professors actually mentioned a drop in her grade qualities. She went from A's to C's and D's, even saying that she was pushing academic probation by the time she graduated. Anyway, shortly after she graduated, her father retired, and she kind of had to be on her own. So he gives me a call knowing I was newly promoted, being the district manager, and he encouraged me to hire her, saying it would be the last favor between us. And I was perfectly fine with it. In the interview, she seemed very professional. I didn't bring up our past at all, because that would have been unprofessional. And she landed the job about 2 weeks later. Even though you've worked here about a year and a half sooner than she has. And you landed your job here without anyone helping you. I oversaw your interview. I spoke with it. With the hiring manager, and we both agreed that you were a prime candidate, probably number one or number two on our list. Point is that the difference between you is night and day. Now, keep in mind here, this stays between both of us. Okay, I'm glad you understand. If she causes trouble like this again, I will probably have to fire her. And I've actually been a bit conflicted about this for a long time now. I even talked about it with her father, and he was actually pretty understanding. His exact words were, "She's your employee now. You do what you think is the right thing." So yeah, she causes an outburst like that again, she will be fired. Which is kind of a good thing because I'm currently going through interviews right now, and And we actually have two prime candidates right here, but with our current budget, I can only hire one of them. But if she were fired, we would land both of them, far more qualified, both with work experience. No, 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 I'm not saying that you have to provoke her or anything. If she's that much of a firecracker, she will cause it all by herself. Okay, and like I said before, if you want to approach HR on this, I will definitely understand, and I will also act as a witness, contributing to all that. But please know one thing: you are an asset to this company. I've heard nothing but great things about you. I really, really have. And I really do hope that this doesn't discourage you at all, because I've taken quite a liking to you. I think that you can definitely excel well in our company. You have nothing to worry about, okay? If nothing else, I know I've said this before, but this stays between us, okay? Okay. You know Bob, yeah, your superior. In the next 2 months, he's actually going to be leaving. You see, his mom is getting on in years, so he's going to he's going to leave and take over the family business, going back to his hometown with his family. So, he and I started talking about who would take his place someday. And very interestingly, you were the very first name he mentioned. So, it's not official or anything, and he probably hasn't said a word about it to you at all. But in about 2, 3 months' time, you'll probably have his job. You'll be making 3 times what you make now. And you'll even have authority over her if she starts trouble again. Honestly, I can't think of better revenge than that. The loser that she used to torment in school, now she has to report to them and be respectful to them. Trust me, between the both of you, you are the better candidate. No questions asked. Yeah, I'm glad that you agree. So, who knows? If she acts on her best behavior, then maybe you'll have that sweet revenge, don't you think? I'm happy that you agree. So, if you're feeling up for it now, think you can return to your desk? Thank you. And like I said, my door is always open if you have anything else you want to get off your chest. Oh, and please remember, everything I mentioned happens between the two of us. Don't say a word of it. Good. Now, off you go. Off you go. Yeah, they're gonna go pretty far. And you know, I'd be lying if I said they're not pretty adorable. But I've actually had my eye on them for a while now. I won't say a word. Not until the promotion is over with. Because last thing they need right now is people whispering, thinking that they landed the new position because of favoritism. Oh well, just a couple more months and I can make my feelings truly known. Wait until then, okay, my dear?